So, for the next few months, I'm going to be working on a fan project for the video game Dead by Daylight. I'll be creating a webcomic of the Killer Legion's backstory. It's going to take me a long time to finish, so rather than just doing drawing recordings, I figured I could actually talk about my decision making process as I go through each page, and thought it'd be a nice little fun side project moving forward. So, starting with page one. For my design of Frank, specifically when he's not wearing his mask, I pretty much took my own creative liberties on his facial features. For each of the members of Legion, there's a lot of fan art and unofficial unmasking images online of what they seem to look like. But since you can't play as them without their mask, I figured I could just do whatever I wanted. And for my take on the character, and actually for every member of Legion, when they're not wearing their mask, I've decided to give them actually almost no color for their skin tone, so they stand out amongst any other side characters that are in the same desolate town they all live in. So the main quality of Frank that's mentioned in the original Dead by Daylight lore is the fact that he's able to influence the actions of others, and I see this as being just a really charismatic person. To help emphasize this in the comic, I try to give a glowing aura about him. I do this using mainly particle effects that then fade out once they start to get close to Frank. So it makes it look like he has a nice white aura around his entire silhouette. I also found it really helpful to have a lot of the features of the side characters fade away when they were starting to get close to Frank's body in the third panel. Again, this helps make Frank stand out amongst the crowd, and as he should, since he's meant to be drawing them in, and I hope it attracts the reader's eyes to him. The fourth panel is actually the one I'm probably most proud of, because I feel like it does a great job of still staying true to the original story, but cutting some content that I think would have really slowed down the pacing. In the original story, Frank is taken in by a foster father in the town of Orman, and this dad really just spends all of the money he earns by taking in Frank on alcohol. And it's said that the only real interaction they ever had was the 7-hour car ride to the small town. I felt like while this does give some good characterization into the relationship, that I could really just condense Frank's feelings about both the town and his foster parent into one shot, where I don't explicitly say he's an alcoholic, but I'm definitely implying it with all the drinks around him and the gross conditions of their house. And I also try to use a nice blue, dark color to help emphasize the tone of Frank's depression and sadness in his situation. So for page two, a little criticism for myself here. I probably should have tried to fit in another panel or two, since there's not too much going on and the amount of text that's required is pretty minimal. But I do think it leaves for some nice wide panels that at least I think look nice. To help show the distance between the two characters, to give a scale of where everyone is, I really like how the kicking the can turned out, as having Frank kick it in the first panel and then having it roll over to Julie in the second helps imply where the two characters are and their proximity to each other. For the first panel of page two, while I definitely could have spent more time on the background making it look nicer and cleaning up some of the lines, due to the scale of the project, I'm trying to make it so that I can make, while aesthetically pleasing backgrounds, ones that aren't too time consuming. And I think this was a nice balance for that goal. Similar to the fourth panel on the last page, I carried over using the grayish blue to emphasize the mood, since both Julie and Frank are really disinterested in the lives they're living. and to help show an emotional connection on how they feel the same way about their lives in Ormond. This also goes nicely with the fact that they both have the same lifeless skin tones that I'm gonna continue using for future pages. So, thanks everyone for watching. I think I'm gonna wrap the video up here. Next week, I'll plan on going over another 2 pages of the webcomic. If you'd like to see the pages in their completed form, I'll leave a link in the description to the DeviantArt pages for them. I really appreciate the views, and if you guys could give me feedback in the comments, I'd really appreciate it. Moving forward, I'd like to improve the quality of these videos, and I also hope as I continue to make them, I'll get more comfortable on the mic, so it'll be less cringeworthy hearing my voice. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye.